Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the additional skill RPA developer series, and the topic which we are exploring is the databases. In the first video of the series, we have seen what exactly is a PostgreSQL, how does it differentiate from SQL Server Management Studio, how do you install it, and how do you launch it. In case you are absolute beginner and you are not aware of any of this, I have posted the link of all the videos in the description for your reference. Today in this video we are going to talk about SQLShell of the PSQL, also known as the PostgreSQL. Okay. So this would be our agenda for today. We are going to start with what exactly is PSQL, how do we launch it, what are the primary functions, and some of the useful PSQL queries. Okay, so the first thing first, what exactly is PSQL? Okay, so whenever I say PSQL is the command line client for the PostgreSQL. In the previous video, we have seen that how you can launch the pgadmin4, which is nothing but a user interface which we can use with the help of keyboard, mouse to write and interact with the PSQL or the PostgreSQL. However, the PostgreSQL also has something which is called command line for PostgreSQL. It allows you to interact with the PostgreSQL database from the command line or the terminal. Now, what exactly is a command line or what exactly is a terminal? If you understand what is CMD, command prompt, that is the same way the command line or the terminal will look like, right? Now, a question arises, how do I launch the PSQL command line? So for that, you just have to go to the start menu. In your PostgreSQL, you have to search for this one, which is called SQLShell, as you see on the below screenshot, right? Let me quickly show it to you. How does it look like? So on the computer where you have installed the PostgreSQL database, right? You go to the start menu, okay? And here you have all the application folder which you have installed. Scroll down and look for the folder which says PostgreSQL, right? So this is the folder PostgreSQL 15. This is the version which we have installed. Open it and scroll down to find something which is called SQLShell, also known as the PSQL. Double click on it and you will get the SQLShell also for the PSQL. Okay, this is the one way of opening it. The other way is just go to the start menu and search for PSQL, right? Double click on it and that should also launch the SQLShell for the Postgre database. Okay, now once you are reaching here, to connect to the database, all you have to do is just come here and hit enter. Okay, like this. Now it is saying that the database is the Postgres database. Okay, I'll hit enter again. It is validating that the port is 5432. Yes, that is the port. Again hit enter. It is asking you what is your username for this database, right? So this is the same username and the password which we have given while we installed the database, right? So I can go here and I just write Postgres, right? So I'll hit enter. And this is my database. The database name is Postgres. Now it is asking me what is the password for this user. I'll put my password. This has to be exactly the same password which you have given while the installation, right? And then hit enter. And this window indicates that you are now connected to the PostgreSQL. The last line where you see that Postgre equal to hash, that is the place now where you will write some of the queries. Okay. In case your password is incorrect at this point, this command line interface is going to tell you that you have given the wrong password. Okay. Now in this wizard, you can write multiple functions, right? One of the common query which is used is called the version, right? Let's say I want to see what version I am using. So I can say select version, okay, and end it by a semicolon and I hit enter. So it says that, hey Mukesh, you are using this version, Postgre SQL 15.3. This is your version. Similarly, there are a lot of functions and a lot of queries which we can utilize by using the PSQL, also known as the SQL shell. Okay, so this is how you launch and this is how you connect with the SQL shell. Coming back to the presentation. So once you have successfully launched, one question arises: what are the primary functions that I can do with this help of this SQL wizard or the terminal, right? So first of all is the database connection. We can use it to connect to the SQL databases. So when I say SQL, I mean the Postgre SQL databases. We just have to specify the database name, username, password, other parameters, and we are able to connect. Same like I connected when I was showing the demo. Okay. It allows you to execute the SQL query directly in the command line. We do not need to go open the pgadmin4. We can directly do the query execution in this panel. Okay, it is also used for the database administration, where various database admin tasks like creating, altering, dropping, managing the database users, everything can be done with PSQL. Okay, you can do a data import and export. Database maintenance tasks like vacuuming, analyzing the database can be also done with the help of PSQL. When I talk about the formatting, PSQL also provides various formatting options, with the help of which it is easier for the user to read and understand the output in the PSQL. Also, you can access service catalogs, views to gather information about database such as schemas, index, username, user roles. All of these details can be fetched from the PSQL, and these are all the primary functions. Okay. I would like you guys to take a pause, take a screenshot, create some notes that what are the primary function of the PSQL so that you guys don't forget it. Okay. Moving ahead, these are some of the queries which I have just pointed here so that you guys can understand how do you write it, right? So at the top you see this is the sample query which I had just executed, Postgre hash select the version. So whatever query we are executing, we have to write it after this hash button like this, select versions. Okay, now if you see here, these are all the commands such as list all the databases, switch to a different database. So if I want to list all the databases, I simply use this one which is called /l, and it will show me the list of all the databases. I am interested to get the table structure. I'll write /d and then I'll write the table name. I want to know all the schemas. I will write \dn, right? To get all the users, \du. Describe a table. This is the syntax. How do you actually write queries to get the current user from the database? So I can say that current user comma current database, and this will give you all the information about the logged in user to the current database. You can view the database size using this query, right? So these are some of the queries which you might need when you are integrating or working with the Postgre SQL command line interface, right? So to execute it, you just have to wait for the prompt which is Postgre SQL equal to hash, and then you just execute these queries, right? Let's see that in action in the PSQL. Okay, so here this is the hash. I just executed a query called select version, right? Let's say I want to get all the database users. Okay, so I'll just go here and I'll write \du, hit enter, and it shows me that these are all the users which you have Postgres, right? This is a super user, it has all these accesses, right? As of now, I only have one user. So if you have multiple users, you should be able to get all of these users. Okay, so let's say I want to know all the list of databases, right? So \l, and this shows me all the list of databases which I have: Symantix, Postgres, Swimstats, template 0, right? These are all the databases which I have in the Postgre SQL, right? Similarly, you can execute the other queries as well and get the answers. Coming back to the presentation, so these are all the queries you can use. There are a list of queries which is available. You can just go to the internet and you will get all the queries whatever you require at that point of time, right? But the objective here was to let you know guys that we have something which is called PSQL, where you can write the queries directly in the command line interface as well. Okay, Let's have a quick recap. So today we have seen that we have got something which is called PSQL, which is a SQL shell to connect to the PostgreSQL database via a command line or a terminal. We have seen that we have couple of queries which we can execute to get the data out of the PostgreSQL databases, and there are various other functions which are available. You can always search internet for more of the PSQL queries, but the idea here was to let you know guys that yes, we have something which is SQL shell where you can write these queries as well. Okay, I hope now you guys have a clear understanding of what is PSQL and how do you launch it and write the queries. Okay, so that is all for this video. I would like to wrap this video here. I hope this was insightful. If you have any more questions, any more doubts, feel free to write me in the comments, or you can also drop me an email as well. I would appreciate your feedback on the video, and tell me in the comments what would be the next topic or next video you want to see. So with that, I would wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.